Adult baby. Adult baby.
Yeah. Adult baby.
Adult baby.
Yeah.
Adult baby.
Adult baby.
Adult baby.
Cut your meat.
It's the best song. It's the best song. It's the best song ever made. We're live. We're live. We're goddamn live, man. We're here taking your calls. We're here taking your calls. We're at the top of the hour. We're at the absolute top of the hour. Got a lot of stuff to show. Let's see. Let's go right into a video here. Let's go right into a video. Let's go right into a Tim Pool. Because there's all kind of... Okay, what is this? Why is this thing not working? Oh, right. There we go. Displaying the wrong crap. Let's go right into a Tim, because I kind of miss this. I kind of miss this one. But every one of the, goofball characters of this channel have completely, even more so than usual, lost their minds. Let's check this out. What's he saying? My man, we gotta check my man Tim. I gotta check my man Tim. Hold on, let me bring this fool up. Let me bring this little man up right here. Okay. What does he say? He's saying protests in Minneapolis are staged now. Okay. Let's check this out. Let's check out this guy. Possible state propagandist. Possible state asset. Tim
Toilets.
Let's check him out.
It's going to get worse.
Okay.
2 shot in Portland. Protests in Minneapolis escalate, and across the country, we are seeing more and more protests turn violent.
Calm down.
But this is not some spontaneous George Floyd 2.0.
Right.
According to a local eyewitness, it was organized. It was planned. I got the video for you. They had
What
set
does
up
that mean?
barricades,
What does
vehicles
that mean?
arrived, people in vests.
What does that mean? I think he does this thing where he's like he's trying to say that like every protest ever is fake.
This was a structured and coordinated occupation of territory in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Now, I
What
suppose
does
you
that
can
mean?
call it bleeding Minneapolis, but the point is, anti-Trump and the left-wing factions had pre-planned everything we are seeing now. And I will make the argument. The death of this woman in Minneapolis, she was shot by an ICE agent, was a factor in their plans. Now, I'm not saying anyone thought this woman would die or that this woman...
What the hell is he? I haven't seen this video before. What the hell are you talking about? Is he trying to go candy? Is he trying to go it's just too French? Is he trying to get too French in here? And suggest that this is all like a fake thing? Very stupid. Already stupid. How long is this? This is a 30-minute thing? This thing's 30 minutes long? This piece of crap? Let's see. Let's get somebody. My IQ is already going down, so let's take a call. We're here taking your calls. We're at the top of the hour. Why don't they just say we're at the we're at whatever 2 p.m. Why do they say top of the hour? They think that sounds cool or something?
Hello?
Oh, great. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris, but we're on our bullshit here. This is what we do. This is what we do every time we stream. Every time we stream, things don't work. Why are you only showing me that? Thank you. Okay, output, input. This is what we do. This is what we do on the stream. We just goof around with tech stuff. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to my newsman, Tim. But first, Chris, are you there?
I am here. Thank you.
Oh, Chris, goddamn you. How are you?
It's honestly, it's a great day.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, did you get the audio of Emma Vigeland saying "slice my penis" yet?
Oh, you can't even say the woman's name wrong. Yeah, you're right. I messed up. I double messed up. You can't even say, what did you call her? Egga Vigman?
No, Emma Vigeland.
Okay. Yes, I did.
I'm glad you got that.
Did you put that? I
didn't send it, but if you told me you hadn't had it, I would have sent it to you.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Chris, that's beautiful. What do you think's going on that show? It's turned into a bit of a pervert show. There's a lot of bad words.
They are perverts.
They are perverts. Toilet language on that
every
show.
now and then I think, like, every time Emma's not here, it's just pervertry. But then Emma shows up and it's worse.
Yeah. Yep. It's like they have to keep an eye on each other. I think that's why Emma came on the show, because Sam was just saying F and S and C and all this stuff, and talking about all this kind of stuff. And then she had to come on to keep an eye. But now, if she's by herself or if she's with that guy, what's the guy's name who's kind of in the background, they start saying that stuff. So it's like it's just pervertry. It's just out of control. But I have been flagging, I flag, I warn people about what's going on there. I warn my community.
I have a question for you. It's some advice about my parents, if that's okay, if you have time. Could you indulge me?
Let's hear about it.
So my parents, I'm almost 30, and my parents are 60 and 61. And my mom is a Republican. My dad is kind of nothing, like just doesn't even really pay attention to the news.
Doesn't care.
Right?
Only cares about himself, pretty much.
Well, I mean, no, he's not. I don't think he's a selfish person. I just think he doesn't care about the news.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. They're both good, I think. But so this year, at the beginning of 2025, they both changed jobs. And they both are now independent contractors for the first time.
Oh, okay.
No, they don't work for ICE.
Okay.
But they are both independent contractors for the first time as of this last year.
Okay.
And so now we're going into 2026, and they're finding out they owe all this money in taxes. And my dad is like, it's goddamn Trump. And I'm wondering, like, should I just let them keep thinking that, or should I tell them, like, what it means to be an independent contractor and have to, like, take it upon yourself to pay your own taxes? Or should I just let them keep thinking that?
That's a good question. We'll say, look, you could say like this, look, I don't know what's going on with you in these taxes, but here's some other bad stuff that he does. Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you point out like, yeah, probably. I don't know. And then you're like, also, he's always up there dancing around after this.
Double jerking it.
Yeah. After he's doing that. He's doing these little weird dances that he does, and he's sending people around to end the what can we say on YouTube? End the life of normal people who are just trying to drive away, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Well, it sounds like you got to figure it out, Chris. Let us know what happens, okay? Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, Chris. Enough, Chris. Okay, let's go back to Tim. I'm almost afraid to play this Tim stuff because this guy's gonna get me. Because I wouldn't be surprised if he's got some deal where he can't get banned from YouTube because he may or may not work for the state. Okay, let's see.
And intentionally got herself killed. And I want to clarify, because yesterday I said, upon reviewing the footage, I believe she was intending to kill that officer. That's a bit strong, and I walked it back last night. So let me clarify.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Right, that's great. So that should tell you something about the channel you're watching. If the guy immediately comes out and he says, I'm on the side that I'm supposed to be of this one. Then like hours later, I was wrong. Well, wait, let's hear this whole thing, because I'm sure it's going to take some twist where it's like, actually, I was wrong because I was even more right somehow.
Upon thinking about it, I think it was a little bit too hyperbolic. I believe this woman didn't care if she did kill the officer. You can see in the video footage, the wheels are pointed at the officer when she accelerates towards him.
There we go.
Now, there's a coordinated effort, including from the New York Times, to lie about what happened. We've got
imagine lying about this. Imagine a coordinated effort to lie about this. What the hell is this? What the hell is this thing? What the hell is that? What is that? Oh, okay. Thank you. What is your name? Xenon. Thank you, Xenon. Where is the blue sweater? Okay. My kids watch this. Okay. All right. Adult baby. We're here taking your calls.
Generally speaking, Chinese people look Chinese.
That's in the Bible.
Okay, pretty good so far. This is, by the way, like all this media, there's like a ton of this. probably the obvious ones like Benny Shapiro and all these, like, it's fine. It's good. Great. You know?
new footage from CNN breaking down how this all played out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to be reasonable and rational in my assessment. That is, I'm not playing this game conservatives are, where they say she was a domestic terrorist who tried to kill an officer. I think this is a doofy, media radicalized individual who was told to come down by a woman she had met at, I believe it was at a charter school or something like this. And the reason she fled from law enforcement is because she panicked. And in panicking, she accelerated her vehicle towards a federal agent who only 6 months ago had been dragged 300 feet. And
yeah, so this is what this guy's been doing so far with this thing. He's just like figuring out some little, like, you know, like, look, man, this is, you know, it's too bad, but it's definitely legal and fine. And it's like, I watched this video, you know, I looked at this and it's like, hold on, wait a second. Like half the videos of these morons, and I mean, they are morons. I actually I don't know if I've told this story. I think I have. I walked past just like on the streets, one of these raids. These are morons. These are straight up, these people are, I don't, like, it's like they're wandering around with guns and stuff. They're wandering around with this. They should not be able to wander around with like hot drinks. These people, if you see them, these are stone cold morons. And it's like half the videos you see of these like ICE guys are them like slipping around accidentally, like their gun goes off because they're like wrestling around with protesters. Like half the time, half the videos you see are with protesters. They're having some kind of a problem. You look at this video and it's like, what were they even doing? Your whole claim is that they're going after these violent, oh, where is that guy? Hold on. Where is that? We need that right now. We need you in our time of need.
Violent crime.
They're going after these
Violent crime.
individuals. Where was that? They were just like wandering around causing a problem with some lady in her car. You know? Violent, they're going after the violent, you know. Where is that in this case? What a disaster, man.
I don't want to say seriously injured.
Calm
but
down,
injured
calm your
quite
little ass down,
extensively.
man.
33
I'm
stitches,
gonna get
gashes,
you.
bloodied
Shut
up, bruised, banged.
Okay.
And when he sees his vehicle lurch towards him, he draws his weapon. She accelerates and he fires. It's a tragic situation. And
why?
I think the activists.
Why? According to you, why it's a tragic situation? Why? Isn't this according to the guy you like, this is like a dangerous. Wait. According to this guy, this might even be fake. That lady might be some kind of an actor or something. According to this telling of the story. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is one where it's really like, how many views? He's getting views on this. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I watch this and I'm like, yeah, you gotta be like out of your mind to be coming on here and saying this stuff. But I don't know. There's part of me that has been kind of suspicious that this guy has some kind of, there's something more going on here. Because, like, even from a content perspective, like, he was, for years, I went back, like, years and years, he's like, I'm against all the wars, and, like, Trump's gonna stop all the wars and all this stuff, and now he's just like, war's good. Like, on a dime. So, there might be, I don't know, there might be more. There might be something going on. Something going on behind the scenes with this guy. Okay, we're here taking your calls. Are you there? Is your little butt there?
Hello, it's me.
Hey, how are you?
Arun Brown, what's up, dude?
What's up? What are you up to? It's Friday. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I'm actually at work. I work from home, so I get to be on this cool show at work.
Wow, you got any? So you're kind of you're leaning and not cleaning right now, but you know, in your own home.
Yeah, well,
you're doing whatever the hell.
Load,
You do whatever the hell you damn well please. You say that's according to you.
Well,
that's a direct quote from you.
All right. Well, okay, that's true.
What are you gonna do? So what do you got? Let's start with this. What the hell do you got for the beautiful people watching this terrible show?
Well, I feel like I should have something more
wipe your ass with them.
I mean, you're covering such obviously a serious topic. This propagandist trying to run cover, but honestly, I'm here for a movie recommendation.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm asking you for a movie recommendation. What should I watch? I'm a big John Carpenter fan, especially like Assault on Precinct 13 and They Live.
Taking of Pelham 123. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
Okay, the original, not the new one. The original.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's like the exact same kind of crap. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, what else is this doofus? Let's watch more of this moron. It's honestly, when I first started watching these videos, I was like, what the hell's going on? But now it's like, first of all, I can predict everything this guy's going to say because he may or may not be alleged. Some people are saying this guy is a deep state actor, but now it's just like, it's like it's so predictable that it's not even shocking. Here we go.
And for this. Now I'm going to clarify again.
Okay.
I am not saying that they actually wrote down this woman will die. I am saying I have been to many of these meetings. I have seen the direct action meetings, and they have a contingency for the death of individuals, and they hope for it. They don't say, okay, we're going to...
What? Insane. Imagine. I mean, it's not fun. This is a terrible, disgusting thing here. And there's no, I feel like even, because one thing I was watching, I was watching some video about how, like, ICE, the State Department does this too. I think they have, like, social media accounts and they upload, like, the stupidest, like, I don't know. Would you even call it propaganda? Like, it's so kind of lazy and AI generated. But I guess they're trying to they're trying to launder their image. They're trying to make themselves seem useful or like win people over with this crap. Like, I feel like even some people, like Tim's struggling a little bit here, but even people on his side, I feel like a lot of people on his side are going to be you know, freaked out by this, and they're insane, you know.
To get so-and-so killed. They say, we want people to do these things. These areas are of high risk and someone might get killed. If they do, here's how we will respond. And they acknowledge it's good for them. What we see now is a Minneapolis.
This is insane. It's insane. Unbelievable. I mean, again, it's hard to be mad at this guy because he has the brain of a maybe 9 or a 10-year-old, you know? So there's no sense of being an adult or responsibility or morality because his brain is too underdeveloped, you know? Let's see what else we got. Let's check Ben.
Already, we'll get to the latest in Minneapolis, where the state government of Minnesota seems to be threatening the federal government under Tim Walz. Astonishing stuff. The rhetoric of the left with regard to ICE keeps... Booty hole waxed down. I'm out in Miami, ho.
What are you doing there?
Booty hole waxed down.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure you could find a place wherever you are. You don't have to go to Miami for that. If that booty hole, you know, it's fine.
Ratcheting up, and the latest in Iran. Plus, we're joined by the Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright. Big show for you today. For decades, Americans have been taught a version of history designed to shame them, silence them, make certain questions off limits. Well, that ends right now.
I wonder why. I wonder why there's not great things in the history of this country based on what we just seen.
It's fine, though.
Okay,
series Real History with Matt Walsh premieres Monday, January 19th, exclusively on Daily Wire Plus. This series confronts the lies, omissions, and propaganda baked into the history you were told not to challenge. And it starts with one of the biggest myths of all. Here's your first look at episode 1.
Okay, I don't want to hear. I get where this is going.
Essentially on the front left bumper of her vehicle. According to the New York Post, Renee Good, a third-term run in Minnesota because of all of the allegations of fraud with which he was caught up. They stand up between that government and the federal government. That is something now being pushed very hard by Tim Walz, even as new details emerge.
Wait a second. I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that again.
Possibility of a standoff between the January 19th. Join now at dailywireplus.com. So the situation in Minnesota continues to roil. We are looking at the very real possibility of a standoff between the state government led by Tim Walz, the former vice presidential candidate under Kamala Harris and current governor, who just had to step away from a third-term run in Minnesota because of all of the allegations of fraud with which he was caught up. They stand up between that government and the federal government.
Okay, we're just going to leave it there. That's great.
Something now being pushed very hard.
Right, the one that's covering up like a global PDF ring. That would be the honest one. Okay, there's two... That's hilarious. There's
two governments. There's two sides here. One, there's a bunch of fraud, daycare fraud. The guy quit, or the guy's not gonna rerun. He's not gonna run again. And the other side, which are a bunch... It definitely looks like, are covering up a global PDF ring and are invading like every country and just openly saying it's for oil and it's illegal. That would be the true version of that. That's amazing. I mean, he's also like probably a deep state agent, right? Like, I mean, he could just be an insane person. Like, what else would be the point of this? I guess it's like because he got so much, he got his whole start from like tap dancing, being a little kid, like basically a child star, tap dancing for oil billionaires in Texas. Maybe this is what they want to hear. But it's like, part of you is just like, nobody could possibly believe the crap he's saying. This has gotta be some kind of a state actor of some kind.
More details are emerging about Renee Good.
Okay.
The mother of 3, the award-winning poet who was shot and killed in her car by a federal immigration agent Wednesday during a surge of immigration enforcement in Minneapolis, prompting peaceful vigils and protests for the past 2 days in Minneapolis and around the country. Good's family and neighbors say she'd persevered after the death of her second husband, who was a military veteran who suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, and found a new home and community in Minneapolis. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance addressed the killing of Good during a White House press conference Thursday.
Yeah, this is insane. I'll never be able to get in the brain of somebody like, I mean, a lot of these people, you know, but J.D. Vance is probably like one of the crazy examples of like a person, like this kind of person, because he is like, you know, we kind of have known this guy's backstory. He's been in the public eye for a long time. And he is just like, you know, a grade grubbing, you know, he kind of like a little bit of a straight A student, but really just like the ultimate like suck up, you know, the ultimate suck up, sucking around, you know. Kind of a Ben Shapiro. Like, whoever has the power and money for him, he'll just, like, you know. But, man, this is, like, being what J.D. Vance is, which, you know, inside his brain, which is, you know, probably, like, a liberal, you know. Like, a kind of probably like an MSNBC liberal guy. That's what he probably is. That's what he probably defaults to. Having to do all this in front of the whole world, man. Man, this is brutal, man.
I can believe
why keep going? Like, that's the real, like, why keep doing this? Why keep doing this?
It's a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making and a tragedy of the far left who has marshaled an entire movement, a lunatic fringe, against our law enforcement officers.
Vice President Vance claimed Renee Good had aimed her car at the ICE agent. But the New York Times published a slow-motion analysis showing how her vehicle was turning away from the officer when he opened.
I mean, a lot of these channels, dude, like Tim Pool is kind of doing this. Like, he's like, I examined the footage. It's like, you don't know how to examine your own, like, I don't know, you need to examine, how about this? Let me redo that. How about you examine that head of yours? You know, how about you examine that hat? Take that thing off. There we go. That's great. I absolutely owned him and nailed him on that one. But a lot of them are trying to do this. They're like, I examined the footage and this and that. It's like, why are they running around, like, pulling random Minneapolitites out of their car? These, like, masked weirdos. You know what I mean? It's like, I thought your whole thing was like, these guys are going, they're getting dangerous. They're getting these dangerous non-rats, you know, like, I thought your whole thing was they're getting, like, murderers and
Violent crime. Call a crackhead.
I thought that was the whole thing. That they're getting, you know, there's a lot of wink wink where they're getting those people wink wink. But your whole thing, what you've been telling a lot of the public is, or what they're saying now, is like, these people are putting themselves on the line. They're supposed to be getting violent. These violent crime.
Violent crime.
Looks like they're just slipping around, goofing around. You know, their pants fall, half of them, their pants fall down and they waddle around and slip with protesters. So what the hell are these morons doing? And they are, in fact, morons.
Fire shooting her in the face. Vance also claimed the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Good is protected by absolute immunity.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim...
Imagine being this guy. This guy's an MSNBC liberal in his brain. And he has to come out here. This guy, I gotta come out here and defend all this stuff every day in front of the entire world that I know is like wretched and putrid. I gotta do this. Why am I I wonder if he ever does that. Why am I doing this? What the hell am I doing?
Walls and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous.
The ICE agent who's seen on video shooting Good was wearing a mask, but has now been identified as Jonathan Ross. Court records show that during a traffic stop last year, he was pulled about 100 yards while firing a stun gun at the driver's head. This comes as Minnesota state investigators say the FBI is blocking them from accessing, quote, case material, scene evidence, or investigative interviews necessary to complete a thorough and independent investigation, unquote, into the...
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. If you're like an idiot, like Tim Pool, pretending to... Hey, look, I don't know. If you're pretending to be an idiot, I'm just saying, some people say, I don't believe this, that you're pretending to be an idiot on behalf of the deep state, and and allegedly, according to some people on Reddit, not me, your whole job is defending PDFs. Then you're like,
Oh man, he was in the line of law enforcement, and you can.
And it's like, these guys are the danger now, like now you have like video proof that these guys are the danger. You know what I mean? Like this video looks like something out of a horror movie or something.
Shooting of Renee Good. On Thursday, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension...
Kristi, okay, so somebody is now gone. Let's bring out these goofball, I wonder what they're going to say, this goofball. This idiot. Let's bring out an idiot to talk about this. Who cares?
Minneapolis Autonomous Zone being created. Now, we did have the George Floyd Autonomous Zone, and what is that? De facto governance by far-left extremists. But here's the thing. Okay. This was established before Renee Good was killed. And I got the video to back it up. So I'm going to break a couple things down for...
God. This is the most... I'm having a hard time. This guy's little attitude is... This is why he has to live in the woods. I was thinking that is funny. It's part of why I love this guy as a character, is he's telling us how society works and all that stuff, but he can't function in one. He can't function in a society. That's why he lives in the middle of nowhere, out in the woods in West Virginia, and still gets into constant problems with the local government, the local skateboard community. All the community, that's hilarious. Hey, this is how things work. By the way, I can't really function in society. I have to live out in a compound because I can't make things work with people.
For you in this initial morning segment. First, I want to show you that this was pre-planned. All of it was pre-planned. I'm talking about the escalation of protests and the occupation. The killing of this woman.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Like they knew in advance?
Death of this woman, I should say.
That's what he's implying here. He's trying to do a Candace Owens, I think, but he's too stupid. It's pre-planned. What are you talking? Like in they knew, they had some kind of secret information that they knew this was going to happen. Because if he's not saying that, then this doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, people protest. What are you talking about, moron?
Initial morning segment. First, I want to show you that this was pre-planned. All of it was pre-planned.
Okay.
I'm talking about the escalation of protests and the occupation. The killing of this woman, the death of this woman, I should say, is just for these activists a martyrdom benefit they were hoping would happen.
Yeah, what does any of that mean? Nothing, right? Go
Now, we
ahead.
do have additional escalation with 2 shot in Portland, which we'll add to the mix. But I have this.
Also, by the way, there's another story where it's like, there's another story about how they, they were gonna do, I mean, this is how this works a lot of the time, but it's like, they were gonna do an investigation in Minnesota, and the FBI's like, nah, we're doing that. So it's like, what, Kash Patel's FBI? Yeah, you gotta have I mean, I was gonna say you need to have some investigation, yada yada yada. It's kind of like past that with stuff like this.
Video for you that I want to play. This is from Amanda Talks __ on X, and I want to show you. I'll just play the full video.
I'm in Minneapolis.
What the hell is this? This little nerd, this little goofball. Tragic the Gathering. That's what this guy is. What the hell is this dumb crap? You dug something up on the X? Great. What the hell does this have to do
Escalation with 2 shot in Portland, which we'll add to the mix. But I have this video for you that I want to play. This is from Amanda Talks __ on X, and I want to show you. I'll just play the full video.
I'm a Minneapolis native, and I just left the protest site from where the ICE shooting incident occurred yesterday. I want to give you my 2 thoughts because I feel like nobody in mainstream media is covering this correctly. They're nearby, attempting to stop ICE from doing their job. One woman was blocking them with her car. ICE repeatedly told her to move her car. She wouldn't move it. And so at a point, they tried to apprehend her. They told her to turn off the car and get out of it.
Okay, so we're watching like a conservative TikToker.
I got some evidence here, guys.
It's a TikToker who probably watches my show. It's another con artist. Bro, when are you going to do another live show in Austin? My people need more Shaq gummies.
Oh, thank you so much, Adrian. Thanks, Adrian, for the $10, man. God damn you.
Soon. Are you an Austin? Are you an Austin guy? Are you an Austin guy or gal?
At that point, instead of turning it off and getting out of it, she moved to turn away, and that is when she almost hit or did hit an ICE agent who deployed his firearm while she tried to flee the scene. The left and right see this incident very differently. The right believes that she was trying to ram the officer and injure him. The left believes that she was just innocently trying to get away. There's no way to know for sure what she was trying to do here. What we do know is that within, a little over 24 hours, there's a very well-coordinated effort to get a protest going here in Minneapolis.
Okay.
However, she goes on to say, actually, the protest was already happening.
That began within hours of the incident. Now, Tim Wall.
Okay, what is the point of this? Okay, so you're playing basically you. Hey, look, I got some evidence of this crap. I'm gonna play a video of basically me. Okay.
Walls and Jacob Fry are kind of egging it on, in my opinion, saying, ICE, get the F out of here. Walls is calling this a civil war. Calling the ICE officer a rogue officer and saying that National Guard are going to come in and almost get ICE out of here, which does sound like a civil war. But to me, when I visited the protest site, this is what was very apparent to me. Protesters are blockading the streets so that normal drivers cannot drive down that road. They've blocked a couple blocks off. This is not police putting it.
I thought we were proving that everything's fake. What the hell is this? It's the thing. This is another thing I love about this guy is he kind of forgets what he's doing most of the time. So we got a, right-wing, I mean, little kid TikToker here. But just basically saying what you said. Great. Let's take a few more calls. We'll come back to these idiots. But yeah, I watched this, and there's a ton of people who are like, oh, the wheels and this and that. It's like, why are they pulling random... just Minnesota or even protesters? Why is half the video I see of these morons, these losers, which, these useless pieces of turd, scrabbling and, doing like cartoon style, like where their legs run but they stay in place and then they fall with like protesters. This is like half the crap you see is people saying, hey, get the hell out of here. We don't want like masked weirdos running around with guns that half of them are dropping. Get the hell out of here. And these guys are so incompetent, and they had to like basically bribe these people to even do this. So they're like, they don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're like making everything more dangerous. And now it's like, here you go. And now you got like video of that. And people who many say are you know, deep state agents. I don't say that. Like Tim Pool and Benny Shapiro have to come out here and are like,
It's good.
kind of ridiculous. Kind of a little bit ridiculous at this point. Craig Campbell, are you there? Sorry. Okay. I love you, Craig, but your mic is all messed up. Who's this guy? Yeah, let's see. Let's give somebody else a try. Romans, are you there?
Hello.
Romans. Hello. Hello, Rome. What's going on?
Fabulous R.M. Brown.
What are you up to? What do you got for the people of this beautiful
What I have for the people is small rubber hose sections on sale.
That's your art project?
No.
Okay. Get the hell out of here, Roman. I don't know what the hell Romans is doing. What the hell is going on with Romans lately? What the hell is going on with Romans lately, as of late? Okay, let's hear more of this Tim Pool theory. You better clean up. Where the hell did I put this? Oh, we got a PBD. Okay. Okay, there's his full channel. Oh, man, I messed up the video. Great. That's what we do. This is what we do here. This is what we do. Okay, now that's not working.
Out of here, Walls is like calling this a civil war, calling the ICE officer a rogue officer, and saying that National Guard are going to come in and like almost like get ICE out of here, which does sound like a civil war. But to me, when I visited the protest site, this is what was very apparent to me. Protesters are blockading the streets so that like normal drivers cannot drive down that road. They've blocked a couple blocks off. This is not police putting in barricades. This is not like any type of law enforcement doing that, National Guard. This is protesters. Where I was standing with media, and the protesters were screaming.
Like what? It's funny because you have to like think like, what is he trying to do here? Like, what is he even trying to do with this video? Like, you have this terrible thing that happened that made, obviously, I mean, this is a guy, this is another one. This is another like JD Vance like humiliation ritual guy, where it's just like, how do you keep doing this? How do you live with yourself as an adult man and keep doing this, you know? Because now you're coming out, and he is, like, I've been watching a lot of his channel. You're literally coming out, and your channel is half the, like, global PDF defense network, and the other half is, like, these idiots come in and, like, what am I allowed to say on YouTube? Unliving, and, you know, just a Minnesotan, a random Minnesotan on camera, and it's spreading all over the place. And now you have to defend that. It's humiliating.
At all of us.
And this is what you come up with. That's why it's like, what are you even trying to do? Now I guess he's trying to say these are all like every protester ever is fake and paid. Which is like, okay, where's the proof for that? How would you prove that? Every protest ever is fake. So, you know, don't worry about it. I guess that serves to like, I mean, it definitely serves like, you know, if you're possibly working for, you know, I don't know, some kind of an agency or something, which I don't know. That definitely serves that. Hey, no protest. Get back to work kind of deal, you know?
Media telling us that we are the problem and telling us what angles people were allowed to film at and telling us not to film at all. And what's even more absurd about that is that media was paying attention, but it was kind of scary. Like what? Like it's scary to be yelled at like that. There were also people wearing like fluorescent vests directing traffic. Again, these are not like.
So this is our proof. This is our proof for that. What is the title of this moronic video? Proof Minneapolis protest was staged? Actually, that's kind of he's doing some very clever, he does do this. He does do some clever little word trickery. I guess you could say staged in the sense where it's like, I'm staging dinner. Like, I'm doing proof, like if you read it like this, proof Minneapolis protests are happening.
Protesters, maybe some of them are protesters. These are just random passersby, and they are being like barked orders at by people who look like they're official. They're wearing like kind of official vests, telling them where to go. Once they cleared enough cars, they brought in this big van, and this van had supplies in it that they were unloading. And these protesters are not letting anybody not affiliated with the movement go closer towards the scene. In my opinion, I think it'll get pretty violent either tonight or tomorrow or both. If you look back at like the 2020 George Floyd riots, it was the second and third nights that progressively got worse and spread throughout the city. If I had to guess, that's going to happen now too, although tomorrow will be cold.
Okay, so we're just watching. This is our proof. I hope this is the proof. It's like proof that Ben Shapiro doesn't poop his little dude pants. And then I'm going to play a Ben Shapiro clip of him saying, I don't do it. That's what we're watching here?
Colder, so maybe not. And one more thing, a lot of the protesters are dressed in camo and they have bulletproof vests on. So it seems like they're gearing up for like a real fight. Bothering me about this though, and what nobody is covering, is that the police let protesters get away with this type of behavior in Minnesota. And that is ultimately, in my opinion, what cost this woman her life. And
the point is, two things.
Okay. So we just watched a clip of you, basically. Well, less annoying and less annoying looking.
It's pre-planned. All of it is pre-planned. Take a look at this.
Wow.
A no-go zone put up in Minneapolis. I have a question for you.
All protests are fake.
For you.
Yep.
If someone came to you right now and said they needed you to barricade off a couple blocks of a city you're not in, they need supplies, they need winter gear, they need food, traffic cones, bulletproof vests, would you be able to do it? The truth is no. Anybody who's organized any kind of event knows that it takes a long time and is not particularly easy. We've done live shows, and even just trying to sit on a stage could take a week of planning. How is it that these people were able to deploy facilitators in vests, vehicles full of supplies, build barricades in a day?
It's all messed up. There we go.
Bulletproof vests, would you be able to do it? The truth is no. Anybody who's organized any kind of event knows that it takes a long...
Right. Yeah. Hey, buddy, I got you. And I'll do this in a way more boring way.
Everything that the president does is good. And the state should be able to do this.
Our round?
To whoever they want. This guy, I mean, this is the thing. Like, if this guy is not like a CIA agent, it's like the saddest thing ever. It's like even more sad, honestly. Right, so we're making an amazing case here that every protest, when like with the cover of the government, people are just doing this. That when people get pissed off about that, that's fake. Okay, it's amazing. How many people watch this? 130,000. He's getting views. Anything for views.
Long time and is not particularly easy.
Okay, let's get some evidence.
We've done.
You can't just play Girl You, and that's evidence. Let's get some
live shows.
Let's get some evidence that these are all fake.
And even just trying to sit on a stage could take a week of planning.
For you, I believe that.
To...
I definitely believe that for you. That just sitting on a stage would take a week of planning for you. Absolutely.
Deploy facilitators in vests, vehicles full of supplies, build barricades in a day. Look at my penis. In 1 day.
Right.
And that's the point.
I don't know about that other
This
part.
is pre-planned.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying the shooting was. I'm saying that's a contingent they actually hoped for. I'm not kidding. These direct action meetings, these far leftists talk about police brutality and escalation and what.
This is another one where it's like, this is one of my favorite Tim-isms is when he's like, this left-wing guy came up to me and he was like, you know what? I'm starting to see things your way. You know, like he does these things that are just like clearly little kid style made up things. And I love it. You could tell he's doing it here too, where he's like, I go to these meetings and they go, hey, we're going to do some bad stuff because we hate Jesus, you know, or whatever the hell. That's my favorite little kid thing, where it's basically like, there's no way you can like confirm what I'm saying or verify what I'm saying in any way. You know what I mean? I went to this, I go to these things. You do? Where? Yeah, I can't talk about it, you know? It's very little kid. That's one of my favorite kind of things.
To do in the event of martyrdom. But they had already planned this occupation in Minneapolis. They were going to do this whether or not Renee Good got shot. This is just them weaponizing the death, and they're lying about it. I can prove it, and it's getting pretty dang scary.
Right. Now, what does any of this mean? What does any of this mean? It's like, I guess at best, if we wanted to, like, really give my man, because he's a, you know, little kid, we kind of have to, like, we got to be patient with him and stuff. I guess we could give him, like, this is a massive stretch, but maybe there's, like, some community group in Minneapolis, you know, and they're like, hey, like, we're going to go protest if somebody gets hurt. Maybe we need to have some kind of a plan. Staged, you know. But what would that mean? Why would you do a video about that on your little goofball channel, on your little pendejo? It does feel like I'm making fun of a newborn baby a lot of the time with this, but they kind of all are doing this. All these kind of channels kind of all are doing this. Maybe we should look at PBD. Maybe we'll come back to PBD. He's probably doing the same crap. He's like, Rob, get $5. Get $5 over here. I'm going to take this $5. I'm going to donate it to ICE. Rob, somebody buy my $500 shoes, Rob. By the way, if anybody does buy those PBD $500 shoes, you send me a picture. Send me a picture of you in the five. They have some kind of writing on the bottom, like on the sole. So if anybody buys the I think they're $600. The $600 Paul Bet Davidson shoes.
Paul Bet Davidson.
Please send a picture. Maybe I'll buy them. I'm gonna end up having to buy them, aren't I?
Now, I've got a few things to break down. The escalation. Listen to this from Rapid Response 47.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy the PBD shoes, and I'm going to say they were never delivered. Get the money back. Just kidding. That's satirical, because I believe that could potentially be wrongdoing. Okay, go ahead.
We're going to find you. We're going to kill you. You're...
Well, now we're just watching the X videos. Remember, man, you're trying... Look, I'm just trying to help you. You're trying to make some case that all... Now, forget Minneapolis. You're trying to prove that, like, every protest is fake. So what, we're watching an X video for some reason now. What the hell? Did you forget what you're doing? Did you forget what you're doing, you little pervert? You little wacko? You little creep? What the hell are we doing now? I'm gonna 2X your little butt. So much time you're wasting. Okay, we're watching the X video.
These green hats appear to be legal observers. That's a manipulation. What is a legal observer? It's a protester trying to claim to the public they're not protesters. Let me put it like this. If you're a cop and you're told these people are obstructing traffic, you gotta clear them out. The reason why they wear the green hats is they're a different form of activist working with the
What do
rioters.
I care?
The goal of which is to create
The hell do I care? What do you care? Yeah, protest is legal, moron. You idiot. Unless you live in the middle of the woods and you have no contact with society because no one wants to interact with you, then you don't know these kind of basic things, you know? Too scared to interact with other people or go out and try to do something. Then this might not make sense. But yeah, here in a normal society where people have friends that they don't pay to put up with them, yeah, people go to protest. So what, moron? You idiot. Go ahead.
Public perception that police are acting a fool. So when police go in and start grabbing people, excuse me,
right?
They grab someone who's throwing bricks. All you'll see is a guy in a black hoodie being carted away. The left then says, look, they're attacking the protester. Regular people might not understand what this person was doing. Then you'll see a person with a red duct tape, a patch on their cross. And they'll say, that's a medic. No, it's a protester with a red patch they put on their arm. And then you have the legal observers. They're not lawyers. Some of them are, many of them aren't. Legal observer is an activist distinction for PR manipulation purposes. These are protesters who engage in different behavior. They're not likely to throw a brick at a cop, but they will obstruct, they will participate. That way when the police arrest them for lawyers. Some of them are, many of them aren't. Legal observer is an activist distinction for PR manipulation purposes. These are protesters who engage in different behavior. They're not likely to throw a brick at a cop, but they will obstruct, they will participate. That way when the police arrest them for committing a crime, I'm not saying felonies, I'm saying like blocking a road or something they won't move, slap on the wrist offense. They create a media narrative that the police are arresting observers because the police will have...
Right, yeah. Another way to put this is all protests are bad. All protests are bad. Hey, hi. I'm a guy who goes on my channel and says that we need, like, everybody needs to have, all the guns you can buy, all the Funko Pops you can collect, because we might have to overthrow the tyrannical government. Also, protests should not be happening, ever. And they're all fake. Great, man. That's great. What are you doing on your show? You doing this? You doing this? Doing a little bit of this and a little bit of this? Doing a little bit of this and a little bit of this.
Violent crime.
You're doing
violent crime.
I believe. That's great. I do wonder. Like, because at this point, like if you're just a grifter, if you're just like a scam artist, you gotta kind of be going the Candace Owens route, the Tucker Carlson route, where you're just like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I think BlackRock is bad. And I don't like wars and all this. I don't know, maybe Trump is a creep. And, whatever. You kind of start to, dance around, get a little nuanced. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe start becoming critical of Israel or something. But this guy is just right down the state line. It's a little suspicious. At the peril of his own audience. It's a little sus, a little sussy.
Violate their rights. The purpose of this narrative is to say, we have legal observers on the ground just to make sure the police don't violate our rights. Then when the green hat people commit a minor infraction, and again, like looking towards a minor infraction, and get arrested, the activists then claim the police are trying to arrest our legal observers because they intend to infringe upon our rights. It is a well-coordinated manipulation. And I think the fact they've built barricades and with supplies and posters, and you can see the boards they're carrying these protests, they've got...
Right. Protester is always good. And this sort of state-sponsored, control and, now we're seeing total federally legally protected lunatics who, come in here, do whatever the hell they want, trip over their own feet and all this stuff. That's good. That's good. I'm the guy who's always talking about how we need all guns to protect against like a tyranny and all this. Also, shut the hell up when they come in there to grab you out of your car. Don't even protest. But really what I'm kind of saying here is you shouldn't even be allowed to protest, actually. Genius, man. Also, this is what he talks about when he's not allegedly, from what I can gather, from what I've seen, defending global PDF criminals. That's his channel. That's the dude. That's great, man. Good for you. Good for you. Your family's very proud, going to be very proud of you and the work you do.
Got tons of pre-printed yellow. This was coordinated.
Yeah.
We've got crazy people saying crazy things. This lady saying it feels wrong to mourn a good because she was a white woman who's privileged. Indeed. Here's what I want to do. I want to show you a couple of things.
Okay.
We talked about this last night in Timcast IRL, but I want to break it down for you. And I'm going to start with what's called information vaccination. What does that mean? It means I'm going to show you the truth before I show you the lie. Why? It doesn't matter so much for this video because you probably listened to the whole thing. But I'm going to show you what actually happened. Then I'm going to show you the New York Times is lying about it. And
obviously.
Here's the video in question of the shooting. It's a slow-mo. I don't think slow motion.
The New York Times is lying about this. I don't even know what that means, but I guarantee the New York Times is lying about this, and every video is lying about this except for like the Post-Millennial or like the New York Post. If I don't read the body of the article, or you know, Mr. Skull Size Measurer 23 on X or whatever.
Is fair necessarily, but it does give us a general idea of what actually happened. There's things to consider. Now, I've done this 800 million times already, but not everybody has seen every video, and this is the most important breakdown that exists. Seeing the zoomed-in video of what happened and why it happened. So let's start here. The police approached her vehicle and said, get out of the vehicle, and then she puts the car into reverse. She had already been instructed to exit the vehicle. She had been blocking traffic, and witnesses say she had been blocking traffic earlier. She was waving some vehicles through, and it does appear that the police truck, she waves them through. That is immaterial. Now, what the left wants to do is create a narrative where they say something like, she was trying to fan them through, she did nothing wrong. It doesn't matter. If law enforcement seeks to detain you and you try to flee, you are creating a threat, and this woman had already committed a felony, obstruction of federal law enforcement. I believe it's 8 U.S.C. 1357, obstructing a law enforcement operation. Now, on the surface, it appears like perhaps you could argue in court she wasn't intending to do it. Eyewitness testimony said that she was leading the blockade to obstruct law enforcement vehicles. Here's the video. They make an attempt to pull her out of the vehicle. She keeps going while the cop is there at her door. Two things happen. This
is kind of like what this guy does. He's done this before, you know, with these kind of things. And one thing he'll try to do is come up with like he'll just like play lawyer, and he'll try to do like a legal thing where he's like, well, technically, this is gonna be self-defense because this and that, and this was pointing this way and that was pointing. It's just like, you don't, like, are you a lawyer now? You know, who's your clients? These chickens that you live with in the middle of nowhere? Like, what the hell are you talking? You don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot, first of all. And second of all, like, nobody cares. Like, what? Oh, these people who are doing this lunatic crap, who are, by the way, like, this is something he's never going to mention because we're just picking and choosing what we want to believe. There's stuff in all these, like, you know, police manuals and stuff, like all of them, that are like, hey, if you're, like, running around a car, don't run in front of the car. Like, you know, don't run in. That's what this idiot does. Because that's what these guys are. You know, if you go see them, they're like incompetent. You know, I mean, who else is gonna want to do this? You're either like desperate because you know they're basically bribing people to do this with like, well, pay your student. Hey, if you run around with like the stupidest people and like do this little, you know, like Nazi stuff we're doing, we'll pay your student debt off or whatever. It's like ridiculous. Or, oh, you know, we'll help you pay for your grandmother's diabetes med. Like, there's that. And then everybody else seems to be just, like, lunatics who would, you know, want to do this. So that's who we got running around. And now it's, like, it's proof. This guy, like, these guys are goofing around. These guys are, like, morons. This guy, and again, it's kind of funny. Like, Tim Pool doesn't mention this. Probably will come up in court, you know. You're not supposed to run in front of a car. Let me run in front of this car that's trying to leave because another guy's grabbing her. What do you think's gonna happen, you moron? Even though, like, they are, like, you know, it's just totally, like, people are just, you know, especially, like, these people, they're just projecting whatever they think their audience wants to hear on this, and they're like, oh, that guy was within seconds of his life. The entire car was on top of him, and he was flipping over, and he ran over his face, you know? Like, just making stuff up. Who knows what happens? Who knows what happened here? We have, like, basically, like, you know, like, barely legible, barely discernible, you know, cell phone footage, and then one of the angles is like from on top of like a parking garage or something. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's like, what are you doing running in front of a car? That's like that's like the keys are in the ignition. They're morons. Like, you know, even if you're gonna make these stupid little like legal cases instead of just saying they're sending armed morons into town, and half the footage you see of this is them slipping, Keystone copping around with protesters. Even if you skip all that and you're like, let's just go to like legal crime or whatever, it's like, these guys are so stupid that he gets in front of a car that's on, and all these like police handbooks are like, don't do stuff like that. Don't put yourself in front of it. Oh, let me waddle in front of this car and then, start grabbing this lady. And then when the car tries to leave, oh, no, she's trying to get me, Like, who would not know what that is, But, a lot of this is like, it's just like, it's obvious. That's why many people, not me, think that a lot of these people like Tim and, whatever idiot, why they might be like secret agents is because it's like you spend all your time dealing with like the stupidest crap. Like, hey, maybe the police shouldn't just be able to like take people out at their discretion for no reason and then they have total immunity. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea. You're wasting all your time arguing about this. Nothing real ever gets done, That's why many people say, this guy Tim, he's a deep state. He's a deep state puppet. Many say. I don't say that stuff. I don't believe that. But it would, I get it. I get why they say it. Why many say that. Let's take a few calls, man. This guy has the type of name that you might hear on like the Majority Report or something, one of these like bad language channels. Massive Dumps. Are you there?
Oh, hello.
Massive, hi. How are you?
Hello, RM. Hello.
What's your little problem lately?
Oh, well, okay, so I have this take about Charlie Kirk.
Whoa. We got to be careful, I think, because I don't know what YouTube allows or doesn't allow. So let's change his name. Let's call him Chew. How about just Chewston? Chewman. How about Chewman? Chewy. Okay. Chewy.
Okay,
Chewy.
So this kid Charlie.
No, Chewy. Chewy.
He's a little blonde kid. My hot take is that he just wanted to run that chocolate factory and make friends. It was all about candy at the end of the day. And I don't think anyone should have to fear violence because they are the heir to a chocolate factory fortune.
That's an interesting... Okay, I know where you're going with this, and that's... How has no one spotted this? Charlie. The factory.
I think
Charlie
it's,
Candy.
I think it's part of the Wonka, colonization empire. These, it all goes back to Loompa Land.
Oh my god. Who are the Oompa Loompas in this? How do they factor in?
There's an obvious Oompa Loompa at play, in my opinion, and that would be Timothy.
That'd be Tim.
Timothy Poole.
That'd be Tim, man. He'd be like Joe TV, right? Wouldn't he be? What's the guy's name? Joe, the little kid Joe T. He'd kind of be. He strikes me.
Yeah. He's Mike. He's Mike TV. Yeah,
Mike
he's that
TV.
Little kid. Spent all of his time in front of the television set.
Do you like the original or the movie from the 70s, Willy Wonka?
Absolutely, honestly.
Okay, you know what's
amazing?
This is a deep cut on that movie, but me and my brother used to watch this scene over and over again. The classic scene at the end where Willy Wonka like presents Chuck, the great Chuck Bucket. He presents him with this little like morality test where he's like, he's yelling at him. Remember, he's yelling at him in the office. You remember that?
Of course.
And there's a part
you
that
get nothing, you lose.
Yeah, you lose. You get nothing. You lose. Me and my brother would watch that scene over and over again because Willy Wonka's getting so upset, and there's a part where he goes, "You touch the ceiling, which now has to be washed."
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean,
we thought that was so funny that he would be really stuck on this thing that he has to spend. He has to spend an extra like 20 minutes washing that ceiling that they touched.
Yeah, I mean, Willie, you run a candy empire.
Yes.
When was the last time you did some standard maintenance?
Exactly. He's not even gonna do it. He's gonna get the goddamn Oompa Loompas to do it.
And I mean, these kids, they're falling in the chocolate river. You know, put a guardrail or something up, right?
Also, after that, it's a very, even as a kid, you watch that, and he's like, you know, he does this whole thing. You get nothing. You win nothing. Like, he's doing this. And then like, a second later, he's like, I love you, Charlie. Wouldn't you kind of be like, I don't know what? This guy's a loose cannon. I don't know. I'm not gonna, now he wants me to live with him or something?
Yeah, like, what am I getting into? I'm just a little kid. I've been living with 4 elderly people my entire life.
Now I'm gonna live with this, a borderline personality disorder guy. Things never settle down into normality with poor little Chuck Bucket.
Yeah, and that's what happened with him. That's how he ended up like that.
Oh man, is Snowpiercer Willy Wonka? Have you heard that theory?
That's some movie about a train or something.
All right. Well, will you look into it and maybe watch that movie and then give us a report back next week?
Absolutely, RM.
All right. Love you, Massive. Massive dumps. I've been seeing a lot of people with Massive Attack shirts. That's been a thing for a while. Massive Attack making a comeback for what, maybe like 6 years. I kind of want to, maybe I got to listen to some of that junk. They're good. Isn't one of the guys from Massive Attack secretly Banksy? Anyway.
Versus
nobody
toward an officer while the officer takes a step to his right, creating a perfect lineup. The officer didn't walk around to get in front of a car.
Now we're doing this. This guy's done this before where he's like,
I'm analyzing the things this way and the things that way.
No one cares, man. You're dumb. You're looking at some weird phone footage. Calm down. Calm down, moron. Calm down, moron. And again, like, okay, let's do it your way. Let's do it your way and do all this little
3-point perimeter
analysis. That's another thing. I love these guys. He's such a dork that he doesn't even realize this is a cringe type of guy. The sir, yes sir, perimeter, police.
I'm not a police, but I'm just a fan
kind of guy. How cringe. He doesn't. I'm sure he's never even heard that this is a cringe type of guy. But it's okay, fine. Let's do it your way. We're doing all this perimeter analyses. Why is that guy running in front of the car? Moron, you idiot. Okay, go ahead.
It's actually a little bit of both. The officer does take a step to his right, and she does reverse, aiming the vehicle at him. I don't care who's at fault. The cop didn't think she was going to aim a vehicle at him, and she didn't know the cop was going to walk in front of her. Yesterday morning, I said it appears, based on this video, she was intending to kill him. But I got to walk that back and clarify a little bit. I believe that she didn't care if she did. I think she was trying to flee. I just think, in her mind, she's like, I'm going to hit the gas, and she did not care for whether or not this guy was in front of her. Now look at the direction the wheels are pointed. They're pointed left, and she's now aimed directly at the
now we're going into wheel analysis. Great. Oh, having a great time. Having a great time living outside of society. Let's take another call. I got to feel. Let's see what PB. Oh, my beautiful boy PB is on here somewhere. Let's go through. Okay, there's that. There's that little weird guy. Let's see. I gotta know what's up. Maybe Tom will weigh in. Here we go. Right here. Hit me with that beat. Yeah.
Did you ever think you would make it?
Oh,
I feel literally take sleep, girl.
My name is
Adam, what's your point? The future
Live remix.
Better than anything I ever saw. It's right here.
Paul Bet Davidson. Paul Bet Davidson.
My son's right.
Paul Bet Davidson.
Okay. I'm wasting a little bit too much time on this.
Okay,
Wasting
we
a
are
little
officially
bit too much.
live, folks. The reason why we're
Great.
at this set, not our usual set, is because
Yeah, where are you? Where are you, weirdos? What are you, in an empty conference room or something? Okay, what did you do? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, topics today. Okay.
Vinny,
Faith
his
over
gear,
fear.
faith over fear, tens of thousands of pieces.
Okay. Sorry,
sold
guys. We're gonna get to the real thing, but I gotta check this faith over fear gear.
out in a couple weeks. Tell us about faith over fear, Vinny.
Well, just letting everybody know, I appreciate everybody that's
Oh, you
getting
got a
on board.
haircut.
I saw a guy at the airport that was wearing the Faith Over Fear. I was at a diner
at
and some
Vinny
guy
looking
tapped
like
me on
a
the back. I was like, hey,
crystal
what is
flute.
that all about? And he wanted to know what Hebrews 11 chapter 1 was, and we got into a really
Okay.
good conversation. And I know I always talk about faith
he's
over
getting
fear
into
being
this
like
stuff.
in
God
the
bless
Bible with the
He's getting into
centurion soldier whose kid was healed, where Jesus just said,
Right into it. I want to
Putting everybody to sleep with that stuff. Okay, so yeah, if you're having trouble falling asleep, check out Vinny's gear. Okay.
start off with you, Rob. Okay, so late night host
Okay, Rob.
Jimmy Kimmel, Fallon, all
Yep.
push conspiracy theory that Trump captured Maduro to distract from Epstein files. Rob, if you got the clips, play it. We'll react to it. Go for it.
If you were wondering how bad these Epstein files are for Trump, turns out they're Invade Venezuela bad. This is literally the plot of the movie Wag the Dog. The president gets caught in a sex scandal, so he attacks a smaller country to distract us, and here we are, distracted.
Okay.
Story comes out. Protests held in Minneapolis after woman shot dead by U.S. immigration agent. Rob, I think you probably have a few
Where are we
different
gonna
clips.
go
Is
with
that
this?
the protesting going on right now in
Gotta see
Minneapolis
where we're
yesterday
going
or
with
2
this.
days ago? So
Whoa. Man, that is according to my man, Tim Pool, who definitely, I want to be very clear on this, he's definitely not a puppet effectively a puppet of the government, effectively state propaganda. Wow. Okay. That's, according to him, these are all actors of one sort or another. Wow. That's crazy, man. That is a well-planned, well-oiled machine. Thank you.
Oh! This story, when it first came out,
PD.
you know, J.D. Vance said it best. I think there's a clip on it because is there any clips that we have of the cars? Well, of course, we're not going to maybe show the main clips, but do you have any clips, Rob, to show what happened?
By the way, I've watched so much PBD. This is like half the show. Is him like, where's that clip, Rob? Pull that. No, it's the wrong clip. It's like half the show. Well, Rob, no, that's the wrong clip, Rob. Okay, Vinny, what are you were yelling? Go ahead, Vinny. And then he'll just like shuffle papers for 20 minutes.
Happened. Is this the one? Okay. So this is the clip that we all saw. Actually, no, this isn't the clip that we saw. The clip we saw was the other one, showing the fact that the ICE agent was, defending himself and shooting, and then this clip gets shown. Go ahead, Rob.
Right.
From
that's
a different
real-time
angle.
speed. Yeah, that's real-time. Boom. What are you doing? Whoop.
So she drives over the ICE agent.
She's trying to.
Okay. She drives over
I'm
the...
going to say she was in a crazed...
Oh, it's Rob Schneider. He's making copies. Oh, I did not know this. I did know this, but I forgot. We're making copies on this episode of PBD. Hell yeah, man. Bobby Schneider, what the hell is he doing? I don't think even he knows what the hell he's doing there, okay?
She was not in
He really... Okay, sorry. I'm not going to stop interrupting, but this guy really does seem like he's got too much time on his hands. Like, he just doesn't know what to do with his time now. What is he doing here?
right frame of mind, number one. I would say anybody...
You can do it. Somebody says in the chat, you can do it. Yeah. Hey. Hey, Rob, what do you have to say about this? This terrible thing, you have these armed idiots out there running around hurting and ending the life of people. What do you have to say about that? Well, what I have to say, let me think about this, is you can do it. Everybody, yay, he said it. He said it. You can do it.
Rob, let me go to Vinny first. I'll come to you. Go ahead, Vinny.
Rob, and I get where you're coming from.
You can.
Toilets.
Okay.
I want everybody to know first and foremost, okay?
Great.
If she hadn't been committing a crime,
she'd be alive.
She would.
Okay. I think we already know. It's sort of like oh, I don't even need to watch the video. Honestly, you know, these guys, you know, there's this whole thing about being replaced by AI. These guys could be. A lot of these guys, Tim could. These guys, you already know what they're gonna. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's fine. You know. Hey, the whole thing is we said, oh, these guys are gonna go in there to get violent criminals. And here they are running around, you know, tripping over their own shoes and making people not alive anymore who are just residents of Minneapolis. And they're like, it's good. It's fine, I guess. Okay. Oh, I had no idea this was going to be the angle. Just total defense of the government that you love. I had no idea. Oh, what a shock. What a twist. What a twist. What a novel, interesting content. Let's take a call. Let's take a call. Big G. Big G. Big gangster, are you there? Okay. That's how we do it. If you watch the show, you know that's the sort of traditional way to do a Discord in, is just you wait in the room and you get pulled in and then you don't say anything. That's the classic way to do it. Okay? Great. Let's get some background. It's a little annoying. Drum and bass is a little annoying.
Oh my God.
To making a comeback.
He would still be alive. Interfering with federal law enforcement and obstructing a federal officer is a crime under law. And let me tell you where it is. Under 18 U.S.C. 111, it's a federal crime of forcefully
very
assault,
technical.
resist.
It sounds very technical. Oh, in Section 4, in Section 4, Clause 8, Paragraph 4, it says,
cut your meat.
It instructs you very clearly to
cut your meat.
Oh my God, I had no idea. Whoa, that's very technical crap, bro. That's very technical crap, man. Wow. I had no idea. Okay, then, yes, please. Go into cities and send the stupidest people of society into cities armed to slip and fall and slip on a banana peel. Great. Great. I'm with Vinny on this one. Absolutely, man.
Paul Davidson. Hassan Parker.
Okay, no surprises here, I guess. I want to hear more Bobby. I want to hear more Bobby Schneider. What do you think about this, Bobby Schneider? You can do it. Okay.
100%.
This is a
I'm
direct
agreeing
result.
with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Shut up, Robert.
I'm agreeing with all
body,
that.
they want their name.
Shut up, Tom.
Yeah, they wanted somebody to they wanted a martyr that they could use
sure.
for because they don't care about people. None of those
politicians should have let her go because by the way, Rob,
what I'm saying, no. I'm saying in what they did by that officer firing and getting in front of the car gave them what they wanted. They gave them the shift of the narrative to the unbelievable graft and corruption and fraud by the Democratic Party to the tune of $900 billion potentially, as Elon Musk said. It could be anywhere from 300 to 900 billion. Literally.
Oh, Elon Musk said that.
If you take away
that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, but it's interesting. Like Bobby Schneider seems like, I would say like 10% interested in like political stuff, you know? Like he seems very like, I don't know, I like saw a thing come up on my phone about this. I guess I'll talk about it. Like, it seems very, like, it almost seems genuine. Like, he doesn't seem like a scammer. But to not understand, like, what you're saying there, you're like, oh, man, there's so much fraud. There's so much fraud going on, you know, in like, I don't know, with daycare centers. There's so much fraud. It's a real problem. You know who talked about it? Elon Musk. Oh, Elon Musk did it. That's like the biggest scammer of all time. Oh, right. Like, just absolutely like, worked his way into government to like scam a bunch of like military contracts and stuff. That guy is talking about it. Okay. Yeah, it's sort of a, you know, I don't know. Maybe take a little peekaboo at the bigger picture on that one. But this is Bobby. This right here is Bobby Schneider.
The corruption and the fraud from the Democratic Party. It could lower our taxes. Literally, anyone under $500,000 making that. Anyone $500,000 or less would pay zero taxes. That's the kind of corruption that Elon Musk thinks we have. Those numbers.
Come from?
All I'm saying is simply this. I agree with you 100%. And the fact that there is nobody that the sane people have a certain zero empathy for an officer who's killed in the line of duty exposes them for their hypocrisy. And that this is just all politics.
Let's do this.
Okay, I don't know.
This is what happens when you go full
What else are
Islamic.
they talking about? What else they talking
You know, the
about?
famous line from the movie Tropic Thunder, like, never go full retard. Iran went full Islamic.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. That's the rest of that's what PBD's doing. Again, like, how long until PBD realizes that his show already seems totally AI generated, that he could just like cut out the middleman on this and just Sora this thing or whatever? Because it's like, I think there's some of this stuff like Tim Pool is like his mouth is you know, he's got wet mouth syndrome. He's impossible to listen to. He's an annoying dork. And then these guys, like, honestly, you know, these are the only shows, or these are the type of shows that would actually be made better by being replaced with robots. Okay. Big Guap, are you there?
Dude, is this real?
Is this real? Is this real life?
Man, I got something to tell you. I've got a bone to pick with you, Mr. RM.
Oh, my God. Here we go. Time for grievances.
Okay. First of all, I joined this here, you call it, what, a Discord channel?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I joined this here channel. The first thing I see, it says, you have been suppressed. That's the first thing I see.
Oh my God.
You do not have permission to speak. That's the first thing I see.
Oh, jeez. So I'm the Barry Weiss of this thing, basically.
Dude, you're worse than Barry because you pretend to be good.
What do I do? How do I turn this ship around? How do I change? How can I make up for my wrongdoing?
First of all, you need to address the allegations of partisanship.
I admit. I confess.
For all your talk, Tim Pool's wet mouth syndrome, you have never once addressed Kyle Kalinski's extreme wet mouth syndrome. Extreme.
Does he have it? Does he have a WMS?
Watch any video, man. It's all.
Okay, you know, I do think Kyle watches this show occasionally. Kyle, if you're watching, I want to give you a chance to defend yourself. If you could come on.
Kyle, please, if you're watching, move the mic 2 inches away from your mouth, brother, please.
Okay. So, Kyle, these it's not me saying this. These are allegations that are out there in the community that you.
Kyle, this is from Big_Guap69.
Okay. So Big Guap 69 is accusing you of, and look, there's a lot to this. Like, can you put something on the mic, like some kind of noise gate, to kind of limit the making it sound like you're spitting in my ear?
Now it's like just sound sound notes, like your favorite kind of comment.
we should let's do this, Big Guap. We're gonna do a project where we go through YouTube and we find like who has the worst wet mouth. We'll rate YouTubers in terms of how wet their mouth.
Segment, wet mouth watch.
We'll call it eye on moisture. We'll call it
Eye on moisture. Okay. All right. Well, I'll get right on that. I'll report back to you.
Okay, yeah. Do some research, see what you can find. You're
on the ground. I'm
yes.
on the ground. I'm in the wet. I'm in the soup. It's very humid. The wet mouths are all breathing.
Absolutely. You have to wear like one of those like hazmat suits when you're on your computer.
The wet zone. I'm in the splash zone.
You're in the splash zone. Yes. Okay. We'll call you the wet mouth task force or the moisture task force.
The moisturizer. I'm okay.
The moisturizer is good. Okay, like the equalizer. Okay. Well, let us. I'll stream next week. We'll come back and you let me know. You let me know what you find. Okay.
Dude, it's so sad. All of my favorite drops were Chansons. They were Channing. They were Tatum's, and now they're all like tainted. You know. I walk around. Something happens in my head. I say, "Praise God." I can't say it out loud. Nobody knows.
Oh.
Nobody knows what it means.
Well, Big Guap, we're here for you. All right. Come back next week. Let us know what you find. Let us know what you find. Keep us updated. Moisture Watch 2026. PBD, pretty dry mouth. Let's give credit where credit's due. Pretty dry mouth. Pretty dry mouth.
And the BCA does not have the jurisdiction to investigate the shooting. That unit was set up after the police murder of George Floyd in 2020. The move prompted outrage among Minnesota state officials, including Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who posted this video Thursday night on social media.
Okay.
Just in Minnesota yesterday, a tragedy, the death of Renee Good on the streets at the hands of a federal agent.
Maybe
we also witnessed last night a beautiful vigil. A peaceful visual. People expressing their constitutional and First Amendment rights in a peaceful manner, and for that I say thank you. I've been very clear. We need a couple things here. We need Minnesota to carry out this investigation to make
His own investigation focused on, quote, whether any federal officer acted outside the scope of their lawful authority, unquote. Elsewhere in Philadelphia, District Attorney Larry Krasner had this warning for ICE agents.
If any law enforcement agent, any ICE agent, is going to come to Philly to commit crimes, then you can get the F out of here. Because if you do that here, I will charge you.
For more, we're joined in Minneapolis by the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of Minnesota, Attorney General Keith Ellison. He oversaw the investigation and prosecution of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin and 3 other police officers involved in the murder of George Floyd. Welcome back to Democracy Now!, Attorney General Keith Ellison. If you could start off by explaining what has...
I wonder if this guy's going to go to jail. I mean, that's sort of wacky for, like, the vice president to come out here and he's like,
This guy can do whatever he wants.
You know, when they like come out like, you know, the same day and they're like, man, we're going to investigate. Already we're saying this guy's going to get away with it, but we're going to investigate. Okay.
It's taken place, first responding to the killing of Renee Good, and then while at first the FBI was cooperating with the state and investigating her death, now they have pulled out.
Yes, at this point, there is no joint investigation as we started out, and that was happening. We've been notified that at this point, federal authorities.
Hey, the mouths. Let's do a quick side note, not to make light of this. Mouths are pretty dry on this show, from what I've seen so far.
Have claimed exclusive authority over the evidence, and that is certainly a problem for a multitude of reasons. One is that this case must be independently investigated. There must be a fair, transparent investigation of all of the facts. You know, homicides, and this clearly is a homicide. And I'll just note for your readers, homicide and murder are not exactly the same thing. Murder is a legal conclusion. Homicide really just says death by the hands of another. This is clearly a homicide, and because of that, states traditionally, historically, have had priority and jurisdiction over these kind of matters.
Sockboy, are you there? Let's take a quick call.
Whoa, yes, Sockboy is here.
Sockboy, how are you, Sockboy?
I'm good. I'm good. Little history on the name. It comes from someone when I was in high school said I looked like the sock monster from the Sprint camera phone commercial. If you remember that, it was like capture the moment when.
Okay, the Sprint
camera phones were.
Okay, we're gonna look it up. The Sprint camera phone monster, and somebody said you look like that.
Yes, that sock monster. That was like, oh, capture the monster that's like eating the socks out of your dryer. You know, that kind of.
It's funny how people love to tell you who you look like, you know, and it's never anybody good, you know.
Yes, you look like a gremlin stealing socks from.
Yeah, you look like Gremlin. You know, people always do that to me. They're like, "Oh, you know who you look like? You look like a piece of trash that I walked by earlier. There was a dirty diaper in a parking lot. You look
just like you." Yeah.
And then you're like, "What is your problem?" And you're like, "What?" They're like, "What? I'm just making an observation." Okay, I'm watching this video.
Bo. I knew it. You've been in there since I was 6.
People say you look like this.
I'll prove it.
People say you look like They say you look like a disgusting monster.
That's the only comparison you can get. You know.
Can you get this person who said this on? Let's get him on. We're gonna.
I don't keep in touch with them enough.
With this creep, with this
high school bully.
This bully, absolutely. Well, anything else, Sockboy? You got anything you want to?
Yes.
Okay.
Question: What, as a podcaster like our friend Joe Rogan, what is your experience with psychedelics?
Whoa! You know what's weird? Is I did a video about this like Tucker Carlson video where he interviews that guy. What's the stupid guy's name? He's some dumb guy. Some stupid guy who was basically saying like Israel is awesome and invading Venezuela is just some like a dumb right wing guy, and they talked for like an hour about hallucinogens. Let's just say, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, and the guy was basically saying that he was like enlightened from psychedelics, and he was like, I'm basically enlightened. It just showed me the reality of the universe and all this stuff. And it's like, did you listen to the first half of you talking to Tuck here? Like you're a pro-war like lunatic and you think you're like enlightened. It's kind of the same with Joe, right? Where he's always talking about how the secrets of the consciousness have been revealed, but he's like still like just like a dumb, basically like a agent, secret agent, by accident or, that's what I was thinking. I was like, look, I do know people, and I don't have like a as much experience with that as a lot of people I know, but it did make me think like it's not gonna do. If anybody disagrees, like there's value to that stuff.
This is actually exactly how I feel. As I think like any time I've done something like that, it's like the world looks a little wiggly, which is fun and enjoyable. But I think if you are an asshole, like it's not going to change that. Like that's and so I don't think there's anything transformative that will come out of it if you are just personally not empathetic.
I think it can. Like the one thing that I kind of agree with those two idiots on the Tucker show is like, if you're like in such a state of like desperation, they were talking about like severely traumatized people who are basically like, they have no other option but to kind of like figure out a way to maybe like open some space where they can maybe like escape whatever patterns, whatever thought patterns are happening that are basically like making their lives impossible, then maybe we can argue there's some value to that. But like I agree. If you're like Joe or something where you're generally speaking kind of like already not really willing to like put in the effort to understand the world better, then it's not going to like do all the work for you, I think.
I think that's right on.
Like we don't want to be total like consumers about it, where it's like, hey, if I just like buy this thing and do this, then it's going to do all the work for me. It's like you kind of gotta, like I've been reading this like Buddhist book, and the basic thing about like Buddhists is like this idea of like non-attachment, and it's like I'm not gonna get that just by like reading that. I'm not gonna become like a more enlightened, unattached to outcome person just by like, oh, I know now. I bought this book and I read it. Yep, got it. You know, like the Matrix thing. Like I just download it into it. It's like it's good. That kind of thing takes work, I think.
Yeah, and so it's helpful. Like I think, it's helpful to like maybe opening you up to new perspectives. But then if you spend all your time around people who tell you that, you know, Western civilization is key to unlocking like prosperity, then it's not going to open you up to
Right. And if you make no effort to like, read and think outside of like the nonstop propaganda, you're just gonna like fall right back into it.
Yeah, well, so I do think it's good if you hang out with empathetic people. I guess I'll give just one last cautionary note. Myself personally, outside of psychedelics, I did too many whippets recently and passed out, and I'm done with whippets for the rest of my life because I can't think. It was a frightening experience where I really feel like you could have died from, like, turns out not getting oxygen into your brain. And I can't think of a more embarrassing way to die than like whip it yourself to death. So anyone out there in the chat, be careful with whatever you're doing. And
okay, that's a positive. That's a positive message. Okay, very good, Sock Boy. Thank you. Very good, Sock Boy. Very good, Sock Boy. But I, you know, who's this person that told him he looked like a monster from a commercial?
Have a little picture.
This is, hold on, look at this. This is what they said he looked like. Look at that. Somebody said he looked like that. You know, he's in that closet doing whippets. The whippet closet monster. That's Sock Boy. Ugh. Well, I think we learned some things, guys. You know, don't be careful with not getting brain damage. And if you're going to tell somebody they look like somebody, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just say you're handsome or beautiful. Say that. Wow. Just say this. Wow, you're so handsome. In your brain, you're thinking, oh, they look like that closet whippet monster from those Sprint ads. You could think that, but just say, wow, you're very handsome. You know? That's a way better approach. Well, guys, I think that about does it. We covered some morons. What time is it? Wow. It's almost 4. Well, we covered some morons and the moron things they say. You know, we took a look. But it's the weekend. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Somebody says I look like C.K. Louis. Lana Del Rey to all of you. And
cut your meat.
Be sure to
cut your meat.
This is a human man.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.